Hey guys, Multi-Classic Gamer here. Welcome back to more Let's Play Plants vs. Zombies, and I still keep on forgetting to not say my name first, because I've been trying to stop doing that lately. Anyways, in the previous episode, I showed you guys off a really cool setup with the garlic that I called the Wario Setup after recording the episode. And I'm thinking we might be using that again in this episode. And also, at the end of the previous episode, we also got this. This is the umbrella leaf. It protects nearby plants from bungees and catapults. So, that means that with this plant right here, you can protect your plants that surround the umbrella leaf, as the description says, from these guys and these guys, the catapult zombies and bungee zombies. Now, how exactly? Well, if you think about it, it's pretty simple, but I'll show it to you guys anyways. As well as, going back to that regular garlic setup, because I can't tell you guys how much I love this setup. Like, I know I'm only gonna use this one more time, okay? I promise I won't use it, I won't spam it for the rest of the roof levels. I just want to use this one more time. So that's what I'm gonna be doing. But other than that, we're gonna be going with the regular stuff. So, I think with all that, we are set to go, I think. Are we? Let's see. Yeah, I think we're good to go. At least I hope. God. Actually, probably would have been a good idea to get pumpkins, but whatever. Either way, it doesn't matter. Because with pumpkins, we can always use that extra, protection, I suppose. Alright, so here we go. First of all, let's get our sunflowers going, because, thanks to this setup, like I said, like I explained in the previous episode, we're gonna have way more than enough sun than we need, to be honest. But you know what? As often as it is that having too much of anything is bad. Personally, I think having too much sun is never bad at all. I honestly can't really think of any situation in this game where having too much sun would be bad. I honestly can't at all. And we'll deal with this while I'm using the squash. Of course, it would have been nice if I remembered to get the stupid, okay, I shouldn't say stupid, but the rake, because that would have been really, really nice. And it looks like we'll have to use it once again because, again, we got the zombie right behind him. So it's not really going to do much for us. But, you know what? Just like last time, before we get anything else out, we're going to, just focus on getting our sunflowers out first. So that way we can have an endless supply of sun. I mean, geez. And be able to do anything we want. We just got to keep these sunflowers going, and we got our first zombie on the outer row, so what we're gonna have to do now is automatically get our garlic out, so here we go, do this, and there we go. And now, let's get our cabbage pults out, as soon as possible. I mean, since all the zombies are now gonna be on this row, I mean, these 3 rows, I should say, not this one row, because that's clearly not one row, dude. But I guess I can't count. After all, I'm not taking any math classes here in my last year in high school, so that's probably my bad. But no, I know I have a decent understand math, I suppose. Decent enough that I managed to do just fine in the, 3 courses that I was required to do in high school. And I'll probably learn a lot more about it when I'm in college, that's for sure. Alright. Because, for now, I honestly... Okay, here's where I stand with the whole... what I'm gonna do after high school and for the rest of my life. I honestly don't know. I really, there are a lot of people out there who have no idea what they're gonna do with their life after high school. I am one of those people, besides going to college. And my reasons for going to college are to figure out what I'm gonna do with my life. It seems like it's the most logical thing to do. Because obviously if I sit around after high school just playing video games and whatnot going, yay, I'm out of high school, now what? I'm not going to get anywhere in life. So that's why, I've already officially decided that I'm going to go to Everett Community College later on this year in the fall. And then I'll go again next year. And my plan is that if I do figure out what I want to do while I'm in college... then, and it requires a bachelor's degree, then I will transfer to a university for 2 years after I graduate community college. Actually, I don't know about graduating, like, is graduating does, transferring to a university after 2 years of college count as graduating community college? I mean, that would be my guess. It would kind of sort of make sense, but at the same time, it kind of doesn't in a way. I honestly don't really know how to word my words these days. But whatever. Okay, so, we're gonna start putting out umbrella leaves now. This is where you want to put them. You will make it so that you put them in a place where it's surrounded by 8 plants. Basically, that's what you want to do. But again, we still gotta continue getting our sunflowers out, I should say. So get a kernel pult right there, and more cabbage pults over here. Now keep in mind the umbrella leaf does cost 100 suns, so it costs as much as our ammunition does. But that's okay. We can, like I said, sun is pretty much no object in this kind of setup, so that's nothing to worry about, to be honest. Although the one problem that we might have in this setup, though, is, you know, having those, because like the catapult zombies can't actually run over plants, so that could be the one problem with this setup, is that they might run over the garlic and then I have to replace them. But really, it wouldn't be that hard since we have so much sun. And look, okay, so here's an umbrella leaf at work, just like that. Now you only saw it for a split second, but now you understand how it all works. You know, a catapult zombie a bunch down zombie will come down and instantly get repelled by the umbrella leaf if it gets any of these plants around here. And thus, you don't have to worry about, you know, running out of, having your plants being taken away from you that you spent so much sun on. And that's basically how it works. And it also protects from catapult zombies. But really, when it comes to catapult zombies, you only have to protect like the first column pretty much for the most part. So, you know, that's a given. Okay, come on. Just gonna kill you with a stupid jalapeno. Okay, I'm gonna stop saying that because that's getting annoying. Because I already know a certain LPer who already referred to those as jalapenos, so trying to cut back on that. But as you can see, I'm clearly not successful at that. Alright. So next, let's get our another row of kernel pults out. Alright, here we go. We're doing really well so far, I have to admit. Of course, I shouldn't jinx myself, but really, how can you with an awesome setup like this? I mean, seriously, how can you? I question anybody who questions this setup. I seriously do. Okay, I understand that everybody has their own opinion, but still, you get what I'm saying. I don't think so. Oh, crap, it was too late. Crap. Oh, well, whatever. Oh, dang it. Oh, jeez. Okay, that's gonna be a problem. This is what we're gonna have to do. Okay, so if a catapult zombie appears on one of the outer rows, then we're gonna have to replace the sun temporarily with, you know, with a jalapeno or whatever to get rid of them. Which is a good thing, which I guess makes it a good thing that I brought the jalapenos with me, because if I didn't, then we would be in probably deep shit right now. Sorry for cussing, but that's the truth. Okay. Are you serious? Come on! Really? Are you freaking serious? Why do we have to do we seriously have to go over this? This is really annoying. Would you start appearing in like a different row, please? Because that's getting annoying. That was a stupid idea. Crap. Okay, whatever, that works. Jeez. Now, please appear on a different row, please. Not the same one you did last time, because that's getting annoying. Okay, here we go. Alright, there we go. I need to stop saying here we go all the time, because I don't think reusing phrases over and over again makes it any better. But whatever. That's just me. Everyone has their own preferences, I suppose, when it comes to commentary. Especially live commentary like this. You know, I guarantee you guys, this game would be so much easier to LP if somebody were to post-commentate the entire Let's Play. I can almost guarantee you that. And that's just a given, that right there. It's really not much to it, I suppose. Alright, so basically this is how you want to use the umbrella leaves. Like, these are the perfect places to put them if you do use them. You know, is in these places where they're gonna protect every single plant around them. So pretty much all these rows back here, they're all protected past, you know, past these sunflowers here. Everything else is protected by the umbrella leaves, which is very, very nice. And we might have to Yeah, I'll just use Squash for these guys. If he can kill all of them. No, no, no! Criminy! Criminy! Whatever. You can just go, I don't know, suck on somebody's brain for all I care. Man, I guess that's pretty much your whole goal in this whole thing, but whatever. Okay, thank you. Thank you for appearing in a different row for once. Thank you. Jeez. It's almost like you're my enemy or something, like you're trying to kill me. Wow. Thank you so much for being a big fat meanie. I mean, actually, for being a nice guy for once, for not appearing on the wrong row that I don't want you to appear in. Alright, alright. And now we're going to have our row of cabbage pults right here. Alright. I think we're almost at the point, though, that we're not going to be able to place any more crap in the... Speaking of crap, there he goes. Well, that's too bad, because sunflowers are inexpensive anyways. Okay, here we go. More cabbage pults, here we come. Alright. See, this is my way of shying away from, trying to, copy other people's way of playing this game, is by, making up my own setups and whatnot, and spamming them. Because that's pretty much what works. That's what they did, and that's what I'm doing, except for I'm using different setups and whatnot. And you know what? You can die. Because I don't like what you were doing there. I honestly don't. The fact that you were getting closer to my plants. I honestly don't. I do not approve of it. Okay. Yeah, it's too late for that sunflower, but whatever, I don't care. Alright, there we go. I mean, look at this, guys. There's no way we're gonna lose at this point. Of course, I shouldn't jinx myself, but I don't care. You guys know we're all used to that anyway, so it doesn't matter. Haha. That's the last catapult zombie. Gone for good. And we got a problem right here. We seriously got a problem. Please move on to the other rows. Thank you very much. I don't know how you got past this Scarlet back here, but as you can see, the garlic. Look at this. The two garlics are really sad because they're almost done for. They're on their last legs basically, or last stenches, piece of stench or whatever. And here we have a completely useless plant that we're only gonna be using once in this entire Let's Play. All it does, it gives you money. When you already get money from the zombies and from your Zen garden. In fact, the money you get from the marigolds are probably like, I don't know, cheap. I don't know, okay? It's nothing compared to the setup I'm going to. Well, the setup that does use them does make a lot of use out of them, but until then, or pretty much any other point of the game, they're useless, in my honest opinion. So, just saying that right now. And I'm also saying that we are now going to be dealing with Gargantuars. Gargantuars are the most powerful zombies in the game, not counting the final boss, which we'll be seeing very soon. But the Gargantuars, they top almost everything. Not only do they take so much damage just to kill. When you've dealt half of their damage, they take this little guy right here. This guy's called an imp. And they will throw them halfway across your lawn. And the imp will begin to eat your plants. Now, the thing about the imp, they don't take very much damage. They're very weak. In fact, they're weaker than regular zombies. But still, chances are they will be able to eat at least one of your plants. So these guys, huge problem. These guys are no joke. So we're gonna have to be very, very careful here. But like I promised, I'm not gonna use the Wario Setup here. In fact, actually, it's gonna be useless because here's another fun fact about the Gargantuar. He just plows straight through your plants. He doesn't eat them. He just takes what he's holding and squashes them. So he's basically like a more powerful version of Zomboni, sort of. Except he takes even more damage. So yeah, there it is, guys. Most powerful zombie in the game. And I should just stop mumbling to myself and just actually go with this. Okay, but other than that, we're kind of stuck with the cabbage pulse and kernel pulse like usual. I'm not going to go with the garlic step this time, like I promised. But other than the Gargantuar, it's just regular zombies, so we don't really have much to deal with. But I would recommend, when you see Gargantuars, get the jalapeno, cherry bombs, and squash. These are your best weapons, like best bets against Gargantuars. Alright, so, but other than that, oh dang. Okay, this is one of those moments where I really wish I had, let's take a look at the shop real quick, see what we got. Okay, so let's get the rig, definitely. Definitely gonna need that. You know what? That thing is way too expensive. Are you kidding me? $20,000 just for another seed slot? Are you freaking kidding me? Oh well. Whatever. Just whatever. And I just got an email in case you're wondering about my phone vibrating there. But, yeah, you don't have anything that's of use to us right now. Nothing. Here's some of the stuff you can buy for Zengar. I'll be going over that later. But for the time being, we're kind of stuck with what we got, guys. So, here we go, everyone. Gargantuar time! But thankfully we got the rake to take care of the first zombie, so there's that covered. Oh boy, this is not gonna be fun. But, if I haven't mentioned it before, we are nearing the end of adventure mode, everybody, so it only makes sense that they're throwing the most powerful zombies at us yet. Alright, alright. But in all seriousness, let's just get our sunflowers out first. Gee, I wish I brought those potato mines, but really we don't have any space for them. Of course we would if, you know, Crazy Dave didn't freaking overprice his most valuable items. You know, that'd be really nice if he didn't do that, but oh well. Beggars can't be choosers, I suppose. That's one of the lessons I learned from SpongeBob! Good old SpongeBob! Yeah. Ugh. Don't really know what to say about that. I mean, I did mention before that I don't mind, like, I don't hate the new episodes, but, you know, still, it's not really saying much, because they're not exactly perfect, I'll just leave it at that. But I already discussed this in Operation Krabby Patty Let's Play, so I'm not going to bring it up again here. And wow, that was actually pure luck that I picked the right row to put this cabbage bolt on. Don't you just love Let's Play blessings? Just don't you? Just don't ya? Yeah. Man, I really wish I could do that step again because it's so useful. That's not even funny. And yet I was pretty much almost laughing there. I don't know why. How funny. Okay. In all seriousness, let's get this thing going. Let's get this party started. This zombie party, I suppose. I don't know if it's considered a party, more so of a nightmare, actually. Alright, now let's get our kernel pulse out next. Alright, thank you. Because we really, really need this for his cone head here. Of course, it'd also be nice if we could have a squash here because this guy's not gonna die soon. Thank you, okay. Oh, you see, oh my god, really? I don't think I've ever had that happen where the zombie actually managed to eat the flower pot as the squash goes up in the air right before it kills him. I never actually had that happen before. But I guess it was just pure luck that I managed to, you know, get that guy down to the amount of damage he had. You know, just the right moment, that's for sure. Come on. Thank you. Gotta keep those kernel pults coming. Keep them coming. Even though they're less powerful than the cabbage pults. Well, actually, I think they equal out since they do freeze the zombies occasionally. But oh well. It's not something you can rely on. Definitely not. Like, if you were... like, if you were to go entirely on a setup using only kernel pults, you'd probably be screwed. I mean, you really would be, and that's the honest truth. Okay, there we go. Now we got 2 rows going. This is not too shabby. But it's not enough. Definitely not enough for what we're going to be dealing with later on. Definitely not. I mean, those Gargantuars, man, I don't know what to say about them. Other than the fact that I'm not looking forward to dealing with them, but we have to, alas. Because we're getting to that point in the game where they're going to throw all the biggest crap at us possible. Alright, alright. Come on, get me more cabbage pults. Thank you. Thank you all so much. Okay, okay. Stop doing that. They're probably not going to be able to hear you doing that anyways. Okay, so usually when you have a level that has Gargantuars, you probably won't see them until whenever there's a flag, I should say. Like, I mean, I mean, whenever there's a wave of zombies, like, until you get past the first wave, you probably won't see any Gargantuars, but still. I mean, your first time encountering them, they're not going to throw them as heavily at you as they probably would in a later level, but here we go! Gargantuar! That's that guy right there. Okay, so here's something you can do to deal with them. You know, to deal massive damage to them. You can do this. Take a squash, put it right next to him. And now and then when you see a bandage appear on his arm there, that means that that half damage has been dealt to him. That's basically your indication that you've almost killed him, just almost. And thankfully you can still freeze him with Kernel Pulse as well. But your best bet is to throw is like hit him with a squash, cherry bomb, or jalapeno, and then let your plants do your already the ammunition that you already have going deal with the rest. Or you can kill him with a second squash or second whatever. You know, because all three of these things, if you use any of them twice, you can kill him. But still, only do if it's worth the sun, and if you don't think that, this ammunition over here is not going to be enough to kill him. Which in most cases it won't be. Trust me when I say that. But yes, my reason for bringing the pumpkins out is so that we can, protect the plants from the imps, because I can almost guarantee you, they are extremely weak. Yes, they are, but they're at least strong enough that they'll probably eat at least one plant before they die. I'm just gonna point that out right now. Now, I don't know exactly how many hits they take, but it's probably just barely enough that they can do their thing, basically. Alright. But thankfully, we've only seen one Gargantuar so far, and we're already almost at the end of the level, so it's not much of a worry at this point anymore. Other than that, I haven't really been up to much lately. Kind of weird way to bring up this topic, but yeah. But yeah, as I said before, I don't know if I mentioned this in the previous episode, but I did not update yesterday because, yesterday was Martin Luther King Day. And you guys know me, it's lately it's something I've been doing a lot. It's something I felt like the need to do lately is just not post on holidays, but I know you guys may disagree with me on this. I'm pretty sure a lot of people disagree with me on this. But, honestly, I'm kind of sort of on the fence of publishing on, holidays. It's not just because I don't want to update those days because I'm doing other things, but, it's also mostly because, because I know that there are people out there who aren't going to be on YouTube anyways on the holidays because they want to spend it with their families, and that makes sense to me. And those people who I side with, who I, believe that they should, not be bombarded with videos from me, just, that prevents them from, spending time with their families. Honestly, that's something that people should, really take into consideration. I'm not saying people should not post videos on holidays. If they want to, that's fine. I don't really have anything against people who do. Because to be honest, I am one of those people who do watch videos on holidays, But, I'm just saying, I just don't expect people to watch my videos on holidays, what I'm saying. Because I know that spending, oftentimes, nothing beats, real life, but, that's just me. Okay, this plant it's a saint. Doesn't matter what kind of level you are on, it's a saint. And the fact that they gave us at the very end of the game, and the fact that it costs 300 sun, should already be an indication on its own of how awesome this plant is. It does heavy damage to groups of zombies. You know what that means? Splash damage. You know what splash damage means? It not only devastates a zombie that it hits, but it like damages the zombies around it too. So I'm not sure if I should compare it to like a cherry bomb, but it sort of is, except it doesn't kill them instantly. But this thing does like at least 2 or 3, like at least twice or maybe 3 times the damage that a pea shooter does. That's how awesome this thing is. But it's uber expensive. But the question is, well, at least is it, at least can we at least use it in our next, in the next level? Who knows? Find out next time on Let's Play Plants vs. Zombies. I'll see you guys tomorrow. or maybe next day, whatever. However things work out, next episode we could be taking on the final boss of the game, who knows? But either way, see you guys tomorrow. Thanks for watching, bye. Or should I say next episode? Whatever, okay, see you guys later, bye.